Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at Python Turtle. So firstly, what is Python Turtle? Python Turtle is a graphics library that allows you to draw shapes using Python. It was inspired by Logo, which was an older version of this before Python existed. And Python can be very text-based, so I'm going to be using this module a lot so that you can have a more illustrative view of Python rather than just looking at numbers and text the whole time. So you can do a lot with Python. These are some of the projects that I've completed that will involve Python Turtle, and they range from very simple projects. You could draw a square to some complicated, beautiful stuff. And then here are a few other projects and some of the older ones. But before we can use Python, we have to import it. And the most basic way of doing that is just import turtle and then turtle.something. So you run on a function. And this means that, like a list, what you've imported are a series of methods that the turtle does. So if I give you an example, so first I'm going to run Python, I'm going to import turtle, and then we're just going to get it to move forwards 500 pixels. And so you haven't seen anything here, but in the back, it's drawn a line 500 pixels. You can also import other modules, for example, math. And another one of my favorite modules to import is this. So it gives you a poem called The Zen of Python by Tim Peters. And you can check out the poem in the description. But there are other ways to import things. So we can import turtle as tur, and then it's tur.something. So and there you can see that the turtle has rotated right 90 degrees. We can also import everything, which is what the star stands for, and then we just get a list of functions. And then we can, for example, type in backward and maybe 250. And we see that it's gone backwards. We can also import certain functions using their names, and they're separated by commas. You could just import one function, for example, something. And there are lots of methods that you can use with Turtle. So I'm going to exit there and start writing some code. And you can see that my Turtle has passed now that I've ended the code. So firstly, I'm just going to use from turtle import star. So I think that it's easier to work with a list of functions. And I'm going to draw a square. So I'm going to say forward 100, right 90, and then repeat that, and then run it. And it was very quick, so you probably didn't see, but it did draw a square. And if I run it again, you can see there that it's drawn it better. Now let's do something different. Let's colour in our square. So we're going to begin fill, and then at the end we're going to end fill. Run it a second time. And then we get a black square. Maybe I don't want the colour to be black and I want it to be red. Say colour and then red. And you can use, I think, all of the HTML5 recognised colours. I'll run it twice. There we go. Maybe I also want to change the background. Say BG colour black. And there we go, we have a black background. You can change other things. So I can change the speed to any number between 1 and 10. I always pick 0 because that's the fastest. Probably too fast. I can also change it from degrees to radians just by typing in radians, which will mean that our square, I'll make this 5 as well, is no longer a square. And 100 degrees in radians is a lot larger than 100 degrees using degrees. And you can see it's approximately 120 degrees. And it's filled it in. Another thing you can do is just use coordinates. So let's say we want to draw a different shape. We can go to and then give it coordinates. So I might say 100, 100, and then go to 100, negative 100, negative 100, negative 100, and then negative 100, 100, and then I'll add in the top line again. So then we get square. But you notice that there's that small line there, and that's because the turtle always has the pen down. So if we do PU, which is short for pen up, and then go to that position, and then put the pen down, you see now it hasn't drawn that short line for our square. So in fact, we can just draw a function for a line. So we can define line, because Python doesn't have a built-in line method, and we want a start x coordinate, a start y coordinate, an end x coordinate, and an end y coordinate. And then we want to lift the pen up and go to the start coordinate, and we want to put the pen down, and then we want to end at the x coordinate, and then we can draw a line. So if we draw a line with along the origin from negative 200, 0 to 200, 0, run that, and then we've got our line. You can also draw shapes. So maybe at the end of our line we want to draw a circle of radius 100. And you can see that it hasn't drawn that using the center. It's just gone straight into it. So now we could draw something more interesting. So we could draw a stick man, and I've already got a list of coordinates that I'm going to use to draw it. So I'll just put those coordinates in and draw a bunch of lines. Okay, so I've now finished creating my stick man. At the top I've got these settings where I change the color, background color, and the pen size. I've then got my line function, which I use to draw the lines, and at the end I draw a circle for the head, and I fill it in using the fill. So if we then run that, you can see there is a stick man. And another thing that would be quite nice is if I were to hold it up at the end. So I'm going to import sleep from time, and at the end I'm going to sleep, and maybe I'll just have it up for 60 seconds, and I'll run it. And that will be there for 60 seconds. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, learned something new, maybe drawn your own stick man. The code will be on GitHub if you want to take a look. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.